매근 하다, 매근 한. 평평하다, 평평한. 매근 하다, 매근 한. 평평하다, 평평한.
What you are seeing right now is neither the lyrics of a new pop song nor a secret code.
울퉁불퉁하다, 울퉁불퉁한.
They are the Korean words that Connie, a world-famous artist known as Beyoncé's choreographer, is most drawn to right now. Like Connie, more and more people around the world are enjoying Korean as play. They enjoy the sounds, move with the rhythm, and even wear the letters. Why has Hangul become such a cool language? What captivated Connie was not the meaning of the words, it was the sound itself.
매근 하다.
Mekun. When the pronunciation didn't work, Pyeonpyeon turned into Pyongyang, and Malang, bodul. To those unfamiliar with Korean, they sound less like words and more like addictive beats. Korean has expressions that imitate the sounds of objects and living things, as well as words that describe shapes and movements, richly developed. Before crossing the barrier of meaning, the pleasure of sound reaches the brain first. This is the first charm of the Korean language. These words are not poetic phrases or special messages, they are ordinary, everyday expressions. But to those encountering Hangul for the first time, there is no design cooler than this. Why is that? Many foreigners find that Korean is difficult to learn, but Hangul is beautiful just to look at. Even if they cannot read it, it feels like a picture in itself. These letters, which look like symbols or shapes, are perceived almost like icons. Moreover, Hangul, unlike the alphabet, is not a linear script that stretches horizontally, but a system where consonants and vowels are geometrically arranged inside a square block. That's why for first-time viewers of Hangul, it doesn't feel like something to read, but like graphic design with perfect balance. Not knowing the meaning actually allows it to be enjoyed as pure art. When learning a language, we usually focus on getting the right answer. But take a look at this game. It's a game where people say 감사합니다, which means thank you in Korean. Perfect pronunciation doesn't matter. What matters is who catches the rhythm. Korean does not approach people as a tool to conquer, but as a language to enjoy together naturally. Mistakes are not mocked. Instead, that awkwardness becomes a new meme. This forgiving atmosphere that removes the fear of making mistakes is the engine that has spread Korean around the world. But here, a question arises. Why does Korean make people try speaking even without being perfect? This is not a coincidence. About 600 years ago in Korea, there was a leader named Sejong, the king of the Joseon dynasty. At the time, Korea did not have its own writing system and used Chinese characters instead. Learning these characters required mastering thousands of complex symbols and was accessible only to those who had the time and resources to study. At the time, when the state announced new laws or official news, posting them in writing was effectively the only official means of communication. But most ordinary people, unable to read these difficult characters, had no clear idea of how the world around them was changing and lived trapped in an information blind spot. Sejong wanted to break this inequality of knowledge and the breakdown of communication. He believed writing should not belong to a specific class, but be like air or sunlight, accessible to everyone. What if ordinary people could read and write? It was through that deep reflection that Hangul was created. Its letters were designed based on the shapes of the speech organs used to produce sound. Consonants and vowels are combined like Lego blocks according to how sounds are made. That is why Hangul is designed not to be memorized first, but to be understood visually, making it an intuitive and scientific writing system. Another fascinating aspect is that Hangul's vowels were modeled after the shapes of the sky, the earth, and the human form. Rather than simply recording sounds, Hangul conveys meaning and a worldview through its shapes. This structure closely resembles the digital language we use today, including emojis and meme culture. 600 years ago, a leader's careful design created Hangul and transformed Korean into a language anyone could speak and write. Why Korea? The real reason Korean is loved around the world is not perfection, but freedom. Hangul does not demand perfection from you. It simply reaches out and invites you to try. Freedom that anyone can join. That's why for us, Korean is not something to study, but something to play with and enjoy. What was the first Korean word that made you smile? Share it in the comments. Thank you! In the next episode, we explore another Why Korea?